My grandpa had a saying that, I felt sorry I had no shoes, so I saw the people with no legs, no feet. It's always somebody worse off than what you are, today, any given time. And it's one of the reasons why I volunteer is to help out and give back to the people.
The least we could do in our society is feed people. If we don't do anything else for them, is we can all eat.
And just from the first moment that we saw them and were associated with them, to get, some monthly food, they were wonderful.
I wanted to be more a part of the community, and I wanted to give back to the community.
I do it, I guess, because there's a need, and I think a lot of us selfishly, it feels good.
Most of you say, what can I do to help you? And they're there. I can call it's my family more than I can say, well, it's the neighborhood center, but it's my family too. Because the people's are my family over there.
Feed and instruct the hungry. And so part of our mission is to provide direct support, food and clothes and so on. Another part of our mission is to help people, try to help people to help themselves.
In my job at the Faith Neighborhood Center, I interview people for aid. And over this period of this recession, it's been so sad to see people who were well off, doing what seemed to be great, I mean, things are cranking along really nice. They're living the great American dream. And then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone, like in an instant. Dad loses his job, mom gets sick. Next thing you know, they're losing their home. And where do I go from here is the question that comes to them. And somehow they find the Faith Neighborhood Center.
I mean, I get food stamps. First time in my life I've had to apply for food stamps. I always thought the American dream was still there. You can get a good education. I went to a good college. It really makes you feel that you did something wrong. You're not doing something right, not being employed. It's pretty hard.
The one volunteer said, well, what is it that you need? And instead of just handing her stuff that we think she needs, we find out what they need to have.
The group of women who were the founders of the South Lake Neighborhood Center at the time, which is now Faith, were as good as they come. They were just good people who cared very much. My mother was one of those women, and I knew these women to feed people when they saw someone hungry. And if there was a child who needed clothes, they would just go get clothes for them. That's what you did in our sweet little town at that time, where it takes one person and one meal to feed one child. And if that many more people feed one child and become involved, it's not a grand gesture. It doesn't take millions of dollars. It takes one person at a time coming together and making sure those children are not hungry. And that, as an accumulated effort, is the grand effort. But that's what Faith Neighborhood Center is about, are those people who know that if I can even help provide one meal for one person, you've changed that person forever. You've changed the world forever, and you've touched them with the hand of God through your own fingers.
Yes, it is working, because we've got the educational program. We're individualizing the program according to the individual client. So if they know how to use a computer, then we put them in You know, do you know how to use Word? Do you know how to use Excel? And we do these computer training every Monday and Wednesday.
I teach them from the basics, and we can get rather intensive and move on. We teach how to apply for jobs. That's a big one. I teach job skills, okay, with the motivation of helping women to find jobs. But we have women and men here at Faith.
Oh, I started the scholarship fund because I love my mother. And I thought it would be a great chance to recognize people who are trying to make something happen in their lives, because sometimes it takes money, but sometimes it doesn't take millions of dollars. It takes $200 to take a typing course so you can get a better job, or it takes someone helping you with your children so you can go to class in the evening.
This little boy walks in and he doesn't look at the toys. I tried to show him the kitty corner of the toys and he wasn't interested in the toys. He went straight for the shoes. I asked him if he was looking for something in particular. Again, we want to get to know our clients. We want to know what they're looking for. And he said he needs a pair of tennis shoes. He said that his mom can't buy tennis shoes. School started and he just really wanted a new pair of shoes. Well, his idea, and that's our client's idea of a new pair of shoes, is your shoes. Ones that you don't want anymore. Ones that our children outgrow. And he was cramming his foot into these little tiny round shoes. And it just didn't fit. I was handing him all these different kinds of tennis shoes, and he kept trying to put them on. He was cramming his foot in, and he's saying, they fit. And I said, no, they don't fit. I was digging through piles and piles of shoes. So I found these tennis shoes. Now, they weren't Batman and Spider-Man, the ones that were out there. They were just a plain black pair of shoes, tennis shoes. And I brought them out, and I said, well, these are the only ones that I saw that could possibly fit you. And he put them on, and they fit. Right? He was so excited, he took them off his feet and he was rubbing them all over his face. I said, don't rub them on your face. He said, these are the best shoes I've ever had. And he was holding them like a teddy bear. It was just so... I didn't cry at the time. I cried after I got in my car. But you think, this is why we do this. We help as much as we can, in any way that we can, so that a little boy can have a pair of shoes.
We are in dire need of volunteers. The younger sect is where we're slacking. As I said before, I'm 57 years old. A lot of the work is physical. Unloading trucks, stocking the shelves, bending, lifting. And so to increase our volunteer staff would be great.
There were some people who cared very, very much about some hungry children one day, and their people are still here caring about that, and I love the symbolism of that and the rhythm of that. That's how it's supposed to be. We're talking about the one person doing, just do it. Don't make a big deal out of it. You're supposed to do that. And if it becomes a natural part of who you are, it will become a natural part of who your neighbors are, who your children are, who your church is. The church plays a big role in a lot of this. That's where it all started for Faith.